Now, the Independent National Electoral Commission is insisting that the deadlines for conduct of political party primaries ahead of 2023 election will not be extended beyond 1 month. A statement issued earlier by its National Commissioner and Chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, noted that political parties are expected to follow the timetable and schedule of activities as released by the Commission ahead of the polls. It explains that parties are to conduct their primaries for the nomination of candidates from 4th April to 3rd June 2022. INEC also stated that the nominations for the presidential and National Assembly elections should be submitted to it between 10th and 17th June, while that of the governorship and state houses of assembly are expected between 1st and 15th July. Let's return to political affairs analyst Sheye Oyetade, who joins us live from Abuja. While opinions remain divided as regards how much APC is charging for its nomination forms, over 20 people were told have collected that form. Is this a situation of thinking less of the incumbent government or thinking too highly of yourself, particularly where you consider what it takes to preside over a country like Nigeria? And what do you think is the implication of this rising number for the party itself?
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Go ahead, Mr. Oyetade.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I think I've lost the audio connection to you. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you very clearly, Mr. Oyetade. Please go ahead.
Okay. So if I got you correctly, you posed the question that why this rising number of candidates, especially within the APC, that is going to about 20 right now. Did I get your question correctly?
Exactly.
Hello?
Exactly, you did. Please go ahead, Mr. Oyetade.
Okay. So I think, in my own opinion, I think the more the merrier. And the bar has already been set by the party in terms of they will still have to go through screening. And at that level, pretenders can be sieved or distilled from the contenders. So anybody can declare, anybody can buy the form, but the screening is still going to be there. And at this point in time, the bar will actually separate the men from the boys. And just like I said earlier on, the more the merrier. Politics is supposed to be exciting. Politics is supposed to be played as a game. So I don't think there's a problem with the rising number of candidates that have shown interest in aspiring for different offices at different levels, especially within the APC. I think APC has the greatest number of people that have shown interest, especially in the presidency.
INEC says its deadline for the conduct of primaries will not be extended beyond 1 month. Add to the rising number of aspirants, the parties are yet to decide on which area of the country they are zoning their presidential ticket. They're yet to decide on what form of primary election they're going to have, whether consensus or direct primary. How much impact do you see this have on this INEC deadline? Do you see these big parties being able to pull it up within a month?
Yeah, I think they should, because I think it's a serious business. And at various levels, the parties are holding meetings, they are discussing, and going by the level of seriousness that should be attached to this exercise, whether consensus, whether direct primaries, whether indirect primaries, I think they should be able to pull that off within the month and conduct their primaries towards the end. They've already set deadlines or timetable, and with the way things are going, I don't think there will be any issue conducting those primaries by the two parties, APC, especially the dominant parties, APC and PDP. So I see no problem as far as I'm concerned.
We woke up 6 hours to the election in 2019. INEC postponing it by a week, given logistic reasons. There's been a lot of calls for this particular election to be postponed as well, reasons being the uncertainties that come with insecurity in some parts of the country. But how prepared do you think the umpire is aftermath the passage of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill?
Except for some skirmishes of, you know, charges or court appearances, I think INEC is sufficiently prepared, and they should be able to go through conducting this election as the umpire. The skirmishes of insecurity that we have around, I think the security architecture that we have is combating that seriously. We shouldn't have problems conducting this. I see no problem as far as I'm concerned.
Usually what we've noticed in time past is a situation where aspirants who fail to have their ambition secure in the party quickly move on to other parties as flag bearers. Is that still a possibility given the restriction of time within the INEC timetable?
Well, you know, politicians are very deft. Politicians don't wait for the last day before they make their moves. There's a lot of talk going on behind the scene. Within a day, they say 24 hours is a very long time in politics. Things can be done within 6 hours, talk less of 24 hours. So crossing over, cross-carpeting to other parties to realize their ambition, because most of the parties right now, unfortunately, they're just platforms for people to negotiate for power. So they're already looking at safe havens, political havens that they can go to realize their political ambition. So politicians are very deft and they are very smart to do that within 24 hours. So they'll be able to pull it through. But by the end of the month, or let's say very early in the next month, first or second day, we should be able to have the candidates of the political parties emerging for INEC to be able to ascertain and put on their record.
Indeed, the political drama has only started to unfold. Political affairs analyst Sheye Oyetade, thank you for sharing with us tonight.
Thank you very much for having me.